And we own live and direct here at the Roundtable Podcast Show. Coming to you live on Facebook and YouTube. Yes, check out our YouTube channel as well. If you don't get a chance to watch it all the way through, you can go over there and check us out. Man, I am so glad to be on here today. It's like a woo-side moment.
Yes.
To be amongst these amazing individuals this evening. Oh, man. But first and foremost, I have to introduce the pit bull in the dress, the diva who keeps us in line. Yes, she does. Creatively, figuratively, it is Melissa Bartlett. What's going on, sis?
What's up, family? How are you guys doing? I know I say it every week. I know it sounds redundant, but you have no idea. I needed to come be with my family, be with my brothers, be with our guests because this week has been one of those weeks. And family, have you ever been getting ready to punch out? Getting ready to just end your day, your work day. And it just seems like all that could happen happened and brought their cousin and their mama with them. That is how I felt today. However, even though it was after 5, I was able to put that fire out and get in here so I can get these good vibes and this good conversation tonight. So, how my brothers and my kings doing?
Doing all right.
All right, as he would say. But, brother up there in the top corner, he's up there analyzing, critiquing. It's A Money, Adrian Biddle. And why do we call him A Money, sis?
We call him A Money because he is our detailed fact checker. He brings in all of the knowledge, and when he bring it to you, you can bank on it.
Bank on
so
it.
that is
Yes,
A
indeed.
Money.
Hey, family. Appreciate that. I'm looking forward to the two with our special guest who really doesn't feel like a guest, but we're gonna get to him momentarily. And the guy in my upper left hand. And the guy in my upper left-hand corner, the one that stirs the drink for the show, Mr. Urban himself, Kerry Desby.
What's going on, family? You know it. It is truly a blessing to be on here this evening. We got a dope guest on here, and it's amazing because I think we've been blessed with some amazing guests as of late, and it seems like they just come in right when we say, who gonna be a guest? And boom, it's dropped right there in our laps. And last week we had Alvin Garrett, and this brother right here got on, and he was chiming in and such before that. And this is something in which I told him when our paths cross, it's gonna be amazing. And now we finally got him on here. It is the man, Mr. Laidback himself, TRAB P. What's going on, brother?
What's up? First off, let me say to anybody that needed to hear it and hadn't heard it today, I love you. I believe in you. It's an honor to be on the show, man. Sitting at the round table, with good folk, about to have a good folk conversation, man. Hey, I feel good.
Man, I love this brother. I swear, ever since we met years ago, I can't think of a day in which it was not sunshine on a cloudy day with him. It's been amazing. But I want to go ahead and open it up. Thank y'all for joining us on At the Round Table. And if you have any questions or concerns, go ahead and chime in. The chat will come across. All of our guests as well as our people will see it. And I'm going to go ahead and open the floor because my two cohorts, I know they got plenty of questions for TRAB. And we about to vibe right now. So y'all go ahead while I get the things cracking on the side.
Should I start?
Well,
yes, you can.
Go ahead, Melly Mel.
Can I kick it? Yes,
you can.
So
we're going then.
I love when you're commenting on our show because you always bring that, we only got 5 minutes, we can't go into this, or that, did he just do that? He just dropped that? So really just tell our viewers about you. Tell us, who you are and how you are and what makes you the king that you are to take up the mission that you have.
Well, my name TRAB. That's what my family called me ever since I've been born. So I'm TRAB, all the way around, man. I got a voice. I found out and realized I had a voice when I was a child. And my whole life, man, I just try to use my voice in any way I can, man, to inspire, teach, preach. Any way you can use my voice positive, man. I just wake up every day and try to live what I speak with my voice, and just be that example of what a real man is, first of all, but most importantly, what a true Black man is in America. I try to represent that every day of my life.
Awesome. And I've looked at some of your social media, and it's consistent. It's consistent. You're not retweeting, reposting real. You know what I mean? Like, you got some people that just say, "Oh, that I'm gonna put that on my page. I like that." You have your original post, and so I was like super excited when you came on. But I have another question, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait because that's gonna bring us into a whole nother topic. I have another question.
Yeah.
Go ahead, A Money. Go ahead, A Money. Go ahead, A Money.
Go ahead and ask it. 'Cause every time
No.
you tell me you got a question, I end up taking it.
Well,
Knew that's coming.
it's not so much for Mr. TRAB. It's for it's opinion about something that I watched recently. So that's why I said go ahead, because I want to get into see how he felt about this movie, or if he hasn't watched it, what he thinks is going to portray. So that's why I said you go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, again, welcome, my brothers. It's a pleasure to finally put the face to the many knowledge dropping comments that you can to the show.
Yeah.
And quick question. I think I heard on one of your posts that you got family in Wadesboro.
Yeah, my grandfather, the Fortes, they from Wadesboro. Yeah, from Wadesboro down that way. All his family.
Uh-oh.
Okay, all right.
Let me find out.
Some of my old stuff grounds right there.
Yeah. We used to go to our family reunions when I was little. We used to go to the family reunion in Wadesboro. So that was the country to me. They said we're going to the country to the family reunion.
Going down there in them hot summers, boy, I tell you.
Oh yeah.
I've been doing
watch pot fish and all that country living.
Yes, sir.
You have A Money over there salivating in a minute, boy.
Yes. Shout out to Mahogany.
Yeah, that brings back memories right there.
Yeah.
Hey, Mahogany. Yeah. So I know a lot of our viewers may not know. I didn't even know this, but doing a little bit of research and intel on you, see that you're a vocalist. I had an opportunity to listen to a couple of your songs, and I hope this isn't an insult, but the way that you sing and rap, you remind me of a CeeLo.
Yeah,
you can do both, rap and sing.
Yeah. He was one of my inspirations. I really like him, but I can see the similarity, but I think I got my own original sound too.
No doubt. One of my favorites that I had the opportunity to listen to was I Am. So, yes.
Yeah, my music, man. I started Laid Back Entertainment back in 2004. And like I say, man, I had a voice, and my voice is more about purpose driven than the entertainment aspect. So, like when I started my music back in 2004, it came off one of the most, something happened in my life where I had lost a child. Me and my girlfriend at the time, she's my wife now, we had a stillborn child. And, so at that time, man, being 24 years old and hurt and just realizing that I had a voice in recording music, it was like I had an aunt that told me, she said, Trav, God don't make mistakes. And one thing about me, man, I get into it later, but my teaching is called Hero Training, and it's about aggressive positivity. So I was an athlete growing up, man. MVP caliber type athlete. I just always wanted to do the right thing, man, and be as righteous as I could be. So it was like I wanted to use that aggressiveness and righteousness to kind of show my peers and my little brother and them that you can get respect and do it the right way. So when I started Laid Back Entertainment, it was about making a mark in this city and being well respected, but at the same time having a positive message. So at the time when I lost my son, my aunt told me, like I said, she said, God don't make mistakes. And I had to chew on that. Like, if God wanted me to feel this, then it must be something purposeful in my life for me not to have my child now. And it was the only rap I ever wrote out of over 100 songs recorded. Every time I record, I come from the soul. But this one rap I wrote, I put it in his grave. And, that planted the seed to Lay Back, man. So it's like I've been on a mission to understand my purpose with my voice. And I use it in every way I can, man. And I know it's a gift and a blessing. And I try to give it as much as I can.
That's deep right there.
Yes, yes. And I was very surprised when you started singing. To the point where I said, oh, wait a minute. Slide it back. So I'm like, is that him? Because I'm listening and I said, is that him singing too? Wait a minute. And so I thoroughly enjoyed it today. Thank you. Your songs ministered and got me through the first little hurdle of my work day. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah, that feels good to hear that. I'm glad to help you through that.
That's what's up. Shouts out to everybody that joined us on At the Round Table. Shouts out to Letitia Lewis and Carrie Brown and Haggy Tabiti. Yes, joining us with the man himself, TRAB P.
Carrie Brown is my auntie, y'all.
Oh, what about the family to it? Okay, hello family. What's going on? We'll get mom and them and uncle and them and grandma and them and tell them all come on because we're about to have fun on here tonight with TRAB P himself. Looks like he's fixing something real quick. So check this out.
I plugged my computer up. I thought I had it charged, and I'm sorry.
No problem.
Not a problem.
Like this is family right here. It's live and direct. Anything that's in it, it's in it. So TRAB, I want you to share with them if you don't mind, because you and I we chit chat and like I said, we met you years ago and stuff. Talk to them about the community, because a lot of people don't understand your work in the community and how you've been out here hitting the streets as well for quite some time. Share with them that and your passion behind it.
Well, the way I look at community is, it's those that have a common sense of unity and share that unity with you. What I represent, on my logo, I wear the on my logo. Mm-hmm. And, you see it stands for mother, father, and child. So, that's kind of like the foundation of my unity and my ideas of peace and love, family structure. So, everything I do and inspire, man, is to teach us and understand that if we come together and love each other as family, mother, father, and child, every child has parents. If those parents understand that they created life, and if they understand the power in that, then we can all individually save ourselves and collectively save each other. And, I do that by way of confidence. I call it hero training. And like I told you, it's positive aggressiveness with confidence, believing in yourself, visualizing yourself being as mighty as you can be in your imagination. And just make people fight they fight, man, and realize, man, we can save each other. We all broken, we all hurt in some type of way. But with us, by us, for us, we can heal, man. And we can create the narratives and change the narratives that they don't think exist, man. You know what I mean? So, that's it in the community in a sense. And when I say that's it, meaning I'm just a brother. And my granddaddy always told me, show them better than you can tell them. So I wake up every day and the star of my movie about a black man who's raising a family, to survive in this world. And I just hope that I infect, inspire, motivate anybody who's watching my movie live in the flesh, man.
That's what's up. Letitia just said, I say. She feeling that. That's that energy right there. That's what it's talking about right there. This brother. Oh, Terry Digsby, thank you for joining us on At the Round Table. Again, we're sitting here with the man himself, TRAB P, with Laid Back Entertainment. A-Money, I see something percolating up there. I see sis percolating. I'm about to step back and go ahead and bring some more of these people in. Y'all go ahead and keep questioning and talking to the brother.
Yeah, and Trap, I had the opportunity to look through a couple of your posts, my brother, and you, man, you're a different type of brother as far as how Kerry were just now conversing about being in the community. With that being said, I if you would you mind sharing one particular post that you went live on, and it was talking about how you came across an individual who was going through what's the terminology for it? Where it was people moving into the community and bringing up the property values, and you helped this gentleman by helping clean up his yard and everything.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, that was a post. It was centered around gentrification, and my grandparents and my father, he grew up in Smallwood off Roosevelt Road. And as you know, that's a neighborhood that's going through gentrification. And it's an older guy. He still has a house there. But what's going around him, $500,000 houses. And it's like, we know the game from a real estate or economic perspective. And from that perspective, if you take your emotions out of it, that's the game. It's not about it being fair or right. That's the game. And we can play that game. If the four of us collectively put money together and went into real estate, our objective would be to go purchase land and property to make investments and turn our money around. And even if we went and bought back our own community, we're not going to put anybody in those properties that's going to depreciate our properties or destroy our value in our property. So when you look at it from an economic standpoint, we got to take our emotions aside. But when we put inside of the community aspect, the conditions of gentrification is a prideless neighborhood, is a destructive neighborhood. So the least thing that we can do is put pride back in these communities and clean up the yards and keep it looking like that somebody care enough that you can't put the ticket of nothing, worthless trash, let's go bulldoze it over. So until we put our own pride back in ourselves, then we can at least establish true perspective to fight this thing that comes in our community. But if we don't treat it like a community ourselves, then how do we expect respect?
That is one of my major arguments. I've been in my neighborhood for the past 18 years. We've had people who own their house. We have people who moved and they rented their house. And, you have people who never been in the neighborhood before. You have people who never, had neighbors. So they didn't know what to do when you were there. My kids, they tease me. They call me Cynthia because I'm on the HOA board of our neighborhood. And instead of, taking pictures and emailing to our management company, I do a door knock. This is pre-COVID. Or if I catch them outside, I say, hey, how you doing? I introduce myself. I'm a block neighborhood watch block captain. And I said, need you to, cut your grass. This is what we do. this is how it is. If you're renting and you're not paying HOA dues, we are paying HOA dues because of this. But more than that, it's the fact that your house represents you in the inside, represents you as a person, as a family. So if somebody comes by and they see you got a raggedy yard, you got stuff in the thing, your trash is all over the place, or your trash can been outside for 2-3 days, whatever the case, it's going to make people, like you said, not care about it because you're not taking care of your property. You're not
Yeah.
taking care and holding pride of who you are. So you're the first house they're going to try to come in. You're the first house they're going to bum rush. You're the first house that they're going to stop and play loud music or do this and do that. So we're trying to uphold our standard as neighbors, as a community. And sometimes it just takes a conversation. Young guy told me, young king, he said, well, why are you picking that up? There was trash in the street. I said, because it's trash. He was like, well, I didn't do it. You didn't do it. Why are you picking it up? I said, because I care about what my neighborhood looks like. And
Yeah.
his whole process was like, oh, see, you're so used to saying in movies and TV shows and in books and on the media and news that this is what you're supposed to live in because you black. It's not what
Yeah.
you're supposed to live in. That's not how you're supposed to be. You don't have to go all the way to the tippy top of Huntersville, all the way to South Charlotte to have a nice neighborhood. You can have one right here. Just
Yeah.
take care of it. Just
Yeah.
take care of it.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's why I want to say that's why I say, man, it's important that we change the narrative because I give you an example. There's a word called connotation, and this is a 6th grade word. And connotation means kind of like the feelings that words invoked in you when you hear a word, And I give a word like peer pressure. Like every time we hear the word peer pressure, we already got a negative connotation about somebody going to destroy you or have you going the wrong way. And like I say, see, that's what hero training is about, man. It's about changing the narrative. And when I think of peer pressure, you know what I mean? I think that I can put pressure on my peers in a positive way, man. In the very same way that negative do. I think I can do it in a positive way. And that's how I change the narrative. And like she was saying, I moved out of my parents' house at 21 and bought my house. So I never rented. I've been a homeowner my whole adult life, right? And so I bought my first house up in Trinity Park off Badersford Road. And I was so proud of myself that I done this at 21 that I took that pride to put it in my yard. I was young, and I still love my yard is my therapy. But I used to say, can't nobody season their meat like me. That's my yard. I know how to put the rice and fertilizer. And when that thing come back in the spring, they say, good God Almighty, man. Then I cut it like hell. You know what I mean? So just me being that in my movie for my own sake of pride, I felt like when I stayed in Trinity Park on Trinity Road, I felt like my neighbors looked at me and had to say, I at least got to try. Because this young boy here is a fool with it. You know what I mean? And I just believe that. You know what I mean? I just believe that. And I believe that we have that power to change the narrative and put pressure amongst our peers to be righteous and prideful about who we are, man. And I think you did that when you told the guy, because I love my neighborhood. And I know that affected him in a way that he experienced that. You know what I mean? He experienced that.
Yeah, I think the modern system and the modern society is trying to tear down the sense of neighbors, neighborhood, community. That's why they started calling them developments. And you're not in a development. Development is the stage of it building. You're in a community. You're in a neighborhood. I should be able to speak to my neighbor. I love my street. If my husband and I and my children, we go out of town, I got a text message I send to everybody around. Say, hey, we going out of town. Keep a watch on the house. That's what we do. That's how we communicate. That's how we support each other and nourish each other. If somebody know we out, they make sure my mail is taken up. They make sure on trash day, if we leave prior to trash day, my trash cans are taken out and they're put back on the side of my house. And I get a text message saying, hey, I put the cans on the side of your house. There's people that don't even know what that's like, and they spent 500 plus for their homes, and they try to hurry up and go in their garage and go in their house. They don't even know their neighbor's name. I don't want to live like that. I don't want to live like that.
Yeah.
Amen to that. Shouts out to the other people that are joining us tonight. Man, we've got Brain Jerk Josh. What's going on, brother? Thank you for joining us on At the Round Table Podcast Show. We got Miss Letitia Lewis. Oh, man. Hogany said exactly. You don't have to have nicest things or biggest house, but you do take care of what you have. That's that pride that she's talking about, what brother was talking about. Hey, money.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Drop some of that bank on them real quick.
Man, I'm listening to your conversations, the conversations that we having tonight, and man, I'm gonna just quote. This is how deep this man is right here. I'm gonna read one of his morning messages and just let you know how deep this cat is. Hero training. Believe in yourself. Think like a hero. Have determined, be the main character in your movie. Add value to everything you touch. Always imagine yourself winning. Find appreciation in adversity. Don't be humble about winning. Inspire people around you. Be vulnerable to those that matter. Protect who and what you love. Always know and believe. Everything will be all right because you can't lose. So with me reading that, I'm already.
Hey, look, I'm listening to that like, got him. I wrote that right there.
Hey, bro, who's that?
Hey, I was on one that morning. I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
That's powerful, man.
Oh man, that was beautiful.
So how important, because you had to get all of that had to be instilled in you. So how important were your I'm assuming that it was your parents that put that in you. How important was that?
It was real important, man. Like you say, that pride, you know, I'm gonna be real with you, man. When I was young, I look back at myself and I always knew I had a kind of like a special way of thinking. You know what I mean? I can always look back and say, like they say, I was touched in the mind some type of way, man. So I tell a story, man, and we're gonna keep it real and we're gonna keep it true, cause I really, you know, that quote was powerful. I gotta be real. But it was like growing up, man, I watched my parents deal with certain things, right? And it was like looking at my daddy as Superman, but at the same time, really understanding what his kryptonite was, you know, and that's something in my generation we all experienced, you know, during that era, the drug era, the crack era, whatever, right? So,
yes,
as a young boy, man, that was one of my skeletons in my closet. It's like I love my parents so much that I just felt like I ain't never want nobody to know that about them, right? So I created this character, man, in my mind that said, I'm going to be so good at everything that there's no way they can associate that with that child. Like, nah, ain't no way somebody that smart, that good, that right can have parents on drugs. So, you know, that pride came from that, man. And that's what drove me, man. And it was like in the 7th grade when I got my first MVP trophy, and I looked at my mom and daddy when they had to be acknowledged for making me. And that set me off, man. So ever since then, man, I was academically gifted. I was the MVP. If I go to a job, I got to keep striving and be that hero, man. And that sounds powerful. and that sounds positive, but that was fueled from a piece of hurt. That's why I say you gotta always understand the adversity, because in any aspect of power, it takes positive and it takes negative to create power. So without proper understanding, what we look at as negative sometimes, we get emotionally wrapped up in trains of thoughts and thinking it's the devil, when no, this is necessary, baby. This right here, this it. Own that, because what you put to it is what it's going to create on the outcome. So, you know, even as a child, man, that was a piece of pain that I keep in my pocket to this day that'll make me put some power to it. And I show you better than I can tell you how it works. You know what I mean?
I know that's right. Man,
no doubt. No doubt.
It's powerful. Shouts out to Brain Jerk Josh. He said this. I got to share this with y'all. It's a lot. So, but he basically said, I'm glad I found you guys. Great convo. Definitely giving you a follow. Awesome messages. I appreciate you guys for putting that energy out there. Self-accountability is so darn important for growth. Appreciate you, King.
That's right.
That's deep.
Thank you.
Yes. Mahogany just said that was deep.
And
that's
simple.
Going to you, TRAB.
And simple. It's not real complicated.
Mm-hmm.
That's the part that we have to stop. We have to stop making things so complicated. Own up to what you are, own up to what you did, and stick to commitment to changing it. That's it. And find a positive way in doing that. And guess what? If you need help, ask for it. You know, Brother TRAB out here doing what he got to do. He is here. I know for a fact that he's touched many, many, many kings out there, many princes, many queens, many princesses out there who don't know where to turn. And they go to him. They go to there, reading what he did, reading what he posts. I was, you know, first of all, I'm going to tell you, Mr. P, you was in my business. And I just want you to know, it was something that you posted 3 days ago. However, you was in my business, and I ain't appreciate that.
What I say?
It was about affiliation and validation. I just want you to know.
Yeah.
Stay out my business next time, okay?
Yeah.
But I read that and I said, I see my flaw, and thank you for showing it. And now I know what to do to correct it.
Wow.
And it's something about truth. India, I rewrote a lyric in one of her songs. She said, the truth, it needs no proof. Either it is or it isn't. And that's how your motivations, your posts to me, or you just speaking on any type of topic, it is or it isn't. You gonna like it or you not. You gonna take it or you gonna leave it. But there's no filler. You don't need none of all that extra stuff. No glams, no dressing it up. You give it to us straight, and we love that on this show.
Yeah. Darn, man. Well, I want to get back to something you said about it being simple. You know, when I hero train with men, I tell them, I say, man, you gotta treat life like a woman, and she love when you kiss her right. You know what I mean? And that's keep it simple and stupid. You know what I mean? Don't complicate it, man. And like you say, I believe that the truth is so simple that a child can understand it. You know what I mean? And when I had kids, I experienced this. I watched my newborn babies teach me more than I taught them for the first 3 years of their life. And I realized what truth really is. You know what I mean, man? Because I say, who taught them? How they know this now? I watch my baby look me in my eyes without no words of thought and tell me, hey, man, fix me a bottle, change my diaper, and pat my butt to the illest rhythm you can have, and we get ready to go to sleep, man. And I did it. And I said, God almighty, how you told me to do that. You know what I mean? So, I'm just joking. But now, back on the serious side, though, I want to say this, though, man. You know, it's simple, man. Life is like mathematics. And you can scale in and out of it. And people can use certain type of words in certain boxes to make it seem so intellectual, or you can sit on the porch and talk to your 90-year-old grandmama who don't know how to talk about nothing but we's and eyes, and it's the same truth. You know what I mean, man? Mm-hmm. And if you sincere in your heart and sincere in your intentions and in your thought, in every experience you have, man, you'll see how the truth arises without no reaching for it. You know what I mean? So, like I say, it's about math. 1 + 1 + 1 = 3. Me and my wife, my 2 children, that's 4. We wake up every day in a movie about this life, and we the main characters. And I know people watching my movie. So what we put into this movie, who are we? What are we about? And once you realize that, man, you know how the movie go. You know how the movie go. The movie gonna be what the movie supposed to be, cause I play the role of it to be this type of movie. Mm. If you watch a vampire movie, I don't care which one it is. If it's a vampire movie and you know it's a vampire movie, I can guarantee you it's gonna be seduction. Somebody gonna get bit. Somebody, you know what I mean? It's gonna be a silver bullet. It's gonna be a mural. It's gonna be all the type of things in that type of movie. Mm-hmm. So your type of movie, man, is a real brother and a real sister, man. That's fighting this good fight. They say watch the movie. The movie can really get good.
Wow.
Wow.
You gotta be dropping some goodness gracious, man. Okay, just drop it. Just gotta follow.
It's the light. It's the trail. I'm trying to lead you.
It's all love, man.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, Trab, I kind of want to shift gears, because one of the things that you've mentioned several times, and I love this, and I got the opportunity as well, and I know they've heard it as well, is your passion for your family. And I would be remiss not to mention the Queen, okay, because she's powerful.
Oh yeah.
And we've chit-chatted as well. You got to share with us how she supported you throughout the making of your movie in this hero train.
Well, and it's deep, man. The movie good, man. My wife, my best friend. Mm-hmm. We met in the 4th grade, man. Wow. She was the first girl I ever talked to on the phone. Not in a boyfriend, girlfriend type of way. She was just my best friend. I remember in 6th grade when it was other girls who couldn't have boys call their phone. She used to call on 3-way and ask for the girls for me. And then I get to talk to the girls. So she was just always my friend, man. And we was classmates all the way up to 9th grade. And I moved from Hidden Valley and moved to the west side and went to South Meck, and she went to Independence. So after 3 years, man, just always sending messages through football players or whatever. I just dialed the same old number, and she picked up, and we picked up right where we left off as best friends. And we've been together ever since, man. And now we got 2 beautiful children, been married 12 years. And while we was friends, my uncle, he told me one thing. He say, it ain't who you love, it's who love you. Because you can love somebody to death and it don't mean a thing if they don't love you. And I saw that statement as a 2-way street when it came to my best friend. And I realized this is my wife and always been my wife. And when we revealed that, I'm going to tell you what made us reveal it. Music Soul Child Love made me realize that I had my love in my life already. And when I revealed that and we revealed that, she pulled out her diary from the 6th grade where she prayed she would marry me one day. So like I say, man, the movie good, man. The movie good. The movie good, brother. And I don't believe too much, but one thing I do believe is this. I believe that all the makings of me, man, the mother, the fathers of me, through old, man. Every day I wake up, man, they looking down on me and saying, y'all, the episode get ready to start. Y'all better get ready. Here you go. And I give them a show, man, and let them know that I'm their baby. And when I'm gone, it's going to be one of the greatest stories ever told, never lived right here, man. And I say that about me, but I say I hope you feel that same way about you. Because if you do, and we come together from the outside looking in, they're going to say, God is good now. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm standing up. I'm standing up to show my t-shirt.
For real, man. For real.
That's what's up. That is what's up, man.
That was a nice segue. Let me go on to show what I've been rocking all day today. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Tisha said, thank you. I needed to hear this. She said, you better say that. Dropping jewels. Yes. And Josh, thank you for commenting, man. He said it as well. He said, I love that. Man, I'm telling you, we needed to hear that, bro. And I knew you had that. I knew you had that from the first time your queen came and started chit-chatting. And the first thing she said was, she was talking about you. I thought that was just so amazing, is that she came to me and she knew you and I vibe, but the first thing she came is there anything that we could do to help? She said, because he will do it. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And she just volunteered him to do work and stuff like that. But she saw in you your movie. I mean, it's been amazing since, bro.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you, Mr. TRAB. See, you got me holding myself even more accountable and on a detailed line here, because I never thought about my life being a movie. I never thought my day. And when you wake up saying episode 300, episode 32 of whatever day we are in this year, you can't feel depressed. You can't feel bummed out, because you know you got to do something. You got to have some action. You got to have a performance, or not to be fake when I say that, but you got to have something that's going to show up for that day, for that movie, for that episode. So I appreciate you saying that, because I have to think of each day as an episode in this movie, or each day as that next part in the movie.
Yeah, yeah. You know, and like you said, like the movie thing, man, it's like once you understand how it works, you know what I mean? It's just like you got to know your position in it, and you got to let it work. They say let go and let God. That's another way to say it. You know, every movie needs a little bit of drama to make the movie good. At some point, the main character got to look like he ain't gonna make it. He got to look like he's in adversity to show the character is, you know, that's all a part of the movie. Excuse my language, I don't know, but I always say nobody's above the bullshit. You see what I'm saying? So if nobody's above the bullshit, then and I can look at mine. You got two choices. You either turn it into fertilizer, or you let it get tracked all on your shoes and go make everything around you smell like bullshit. You see what I'm saying, man? So nobody's above it. I say, look at mine. Ooh, it's so cute. Look at my bullshit. You know what I mean? So that's all a part of the movie, man. And the movie ain't over. The movie's just getting good. You know, if you're not where you want to be, you got to understand. You right where you supposed to be. The movie getting good. You know, I'm big on words and spells. You know, like I mentioned earlier about connotation. You know, now, here, and nowhere is the same spell, right? Nowhere. Nowhere. Nowhere is now here. It's all about the moment. If you can't accept the moment, then you ain't loving the journey. You can't talk about nothing else outside the moment. It's now here. So in this moment, at 6:44 on a Wednesday at the round table, there's no other place I'd rather be. You see what I'm saying? It's the moment. And I got my wife and my children understanding. Look at Dad in his moment. It's real now. Real as it gets. I just had to share that though. The movie real. And like I say, at the end of my day today, when the credits roll, y'all name will be bold.
Woo! Whoa, what? Hey, like Josh said, I hope this never ends.
Yeah. And it's
Charlie
an
Cooper,
honor.
what's
And
going
look,
on?
but look at how it worked though. And it's an honor.
Mm-hmm.
It's an honor to have a cameo in y'all movie. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I use hero training. Because, see, when you look at all of the heroes, they have a narrative of saving the world. But really, they only save their own communities. Superman only was in Metropolis. Batman was only wherever he was at. Everybody was where they was at, but they had a narrative of saving the world. The world is yours, your reality. That's your world. And the more we understand that with each other, we save each other. We all we got. We all we need. You see what I'm saying? That's how it works. Now I can put a bow on it and put some paint on it, and I can start calling it any type of different name you want, whether it be religion, train of thought. But when you strip it all down, that's what it is, man. It's about our intentions, our motives. You know what I mean, man? What our movie is about. You know what I mean? What the round table is about. A positive conversation.
Yes, indeed.
That's it.
Hey,
That's
man.
it.
Well, I know you soaking it up, boy.
Brother about got
Yeah,
me
little
tearing
right
up over here, man.
Come on now.
Oh, that's why I got quiet. He was about to. He's almost be tearing up.
Let me,
He
Man,
got
ain't nothing.
let me
the
fix
lip is
myself.
quivering. The lip is over there quivering. It's
Yeah.
quivering.
Man, I'm almost to the point where I'm saying, Mr. Trab, you probably one of the all-time guests that we done had on here with just your message and what you're doing and the positivity that you just spewing right now.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Oh yeah,
So,
thank you, brother.
my
Thank
brother
you.
just, but
Oh.
now, Melly Mel, you kind of left us hanging. You kind of left us in suspense. I know you
What?
about to talk a movie or something that you brought up earlier.
Oh, so two things. Number one, before we get too low on time, I would love for TRAB to let anyone know how they can become a part of the hero training, how they can get into his mission and get into what they need to have a part of this. And I would like to know, is hero training just for Black kings, or can queens go through hero training as well? That's my first question. And my second question is, I watched Judah and the Black Messiah
Yeah.
about, Mr. Fred, Chairman Fred, and I felt that the movie was done tastefully. I felt that it was done well. That's a lot to unpack. So I think they did what they could in the time frame that they, 2 hours, 10 minutes, whatever. So I didn't know if you watched it, and I was just curious on what your take on was, or how you felt about the movie.
No, I hadn't watched it. I hadn't watched it yet. I plan on watching it tonight or tomorrow night, but I hadn't watched it. So
Okay.
I ain't want to go there, you know.
Right. Yeah, I was emotionally confused. I was delighted and angry, and it takes you on an emotional roller coaster. But what drawing a parallel to you tonight and talking about your life being a movie, um, that is really how the movie unfolds. It's really showing this man's life. There's parts, obviously there's things that's missing, but they hit a lot of the key points. And it has me thinking, when someone is that gifted, that influential, it seems that in our community, they're stricken down. They're stricken down. They're either incarcerated or they're murdered.
Yeah.
So being in your own right, doing what you're doing, and catching so much momentum even now from our show to us putting you out there, because that's the affiliation and validation. I sent that out to all my homegirls.
What?
There you go.
What and how do you feel like? How do you prepare for the high moments, the keynotes, and those that may be coming that's not so
Okay.
pretty?
Well, I'm gonna make a point off the validation and affiliation, and going back to, like you said, how can you become a part of hero training, or can women become, And I told Carrie this the other day, and the first time I met him, when they asked me what I represent, what organization, I defer to answer that with any type of thing. I just say, hey, my name TRAB. That's what I represent, right? Now, in the same way, hero training, that's a mentality. That's a way of thinking. 16 years ago, I created a logo, and I'm talking about 365 times 16. That's almost 6,000 days. 16 years ago, I created a logo, and I wear it on my chest every day like a superhero. My children are 9 and 11, and from the first time they laid their eyes on their daddy, all they ever saw was his badge of honor on his chest. And so I embody what I'm saying. So it ain't about being a part of what I am. Some people, I used to sell my shirts years ago, but I don't even sell them no more. People say, can I buy your shirt? I say, no, this is my badge of honor. Create your own and wear yours. That's one of the reasons why people say, man, you belong in the pulpit. I say, I'm not made to be followed. I'm made to be a teammate. I want to build soldiers up with me to fight with me. I don't want you following me. I don't want you on my starting lineup team. You know what I mean? So in the affiliation and validation, hero training is something universal, man, that we all can obtain. And that's believing in yourself, loving yourself, having the highest imagination of yourself, and meeting that person in your mind and the reality that you experience, when you can one day get close enough for them to meet, to realize I really am my thoughts. And if you get into the religious aspect, they say if the mind can believe it, then the body can achieve it. And in all those ways, man, that's what it's about. So don't look for nobody to validate you. Don't look for nobody to tell you you're enough if you get this. When you came in this world on your birthday, you still that same you, and you was enough. And I always tell people when we talk about religion, I say, ain't nobody coming back to save us. You came. Who you gonna save? Now imagine 10 people that's collectively in a communion, in a community with that type of mentality. What will you feel when you go through the gates of that community? You will feel it all through it. You know what I mean? So don't look to be a part of hero training. Be your own hero and be your own shero and play that movie. And be that.
Man, oh man. Woo. Y'all getting full?
Full.
Y'all getting full.
We eating good tonight.
I told you Trav was going to bring it. He's going to bring it. Trav, if you don't mind, because everybody's coming on, they're loving what's going on. Do you mind if I go ahead and share your Facebook page? So therefore, when you're dropping those little anecdotes and those, those things, they can get on there and be inspired as well. Is that okay?
Yeah, man.
All right. Family, I'm about to drop that real quick. Y'all go ahead and continue. We got about 6 more minutes. I know you might have some questions. You might have some comments for TRAB P, the man behind Laid Back Entertainment. bringing forth a lot of knowledge and encouragement to us in a positive way. We appreciate it. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this while y'all continue.
Now you know it's good because we have people watching, and they're usually, real like that. You've been on there. You and said stuff. You and asked questions. But when our family is quiet, when our family is present but they silent, that means you are blessing them tonight. You hear me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Brain Jerk. Just said it as well. Appreciate that, Josh. He said, I'll be following TRAB. You need to.
Oh, yeah.
You need to. This brother be dropping knowledge. And it's real.
Let me drop this one last thing because she said something about adversity. One time I told one of my good friends, man, he was a D1 college football player. I say, man, he was like, man, they keep on trying to get at me. I say, brother, let me tell you what you're doing. I say, you keep scoring touchdowns, and then you crying because somebody tried to tackle you. See, you scoring, brother, and that's their job to tackle you. You know what I mean? If you in a hero movie, the movie has to have an antagonist, an opposition. That's what makes it work. It don't work if you don't have the opposite polarity. So that's why I say, man, whatever it is, nobody's above the bullshit. And the bullshit could come in many different forms, but identify for what it is. And that's when you got to look. You got to stand on it. You got to show it, baby. And you got to go. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
You got to go. It's kind of like when we used to watch wrestling and he was getting beat up and getting beat down. But all he needed was that toe to start tapping. And everybody started clapping. You got to find your own momentum, man. And I know we're running out of time, but I got a formula. And y'all take this, right? Look up the definitions and take this formula. Adrenaline, momentum, rhythm, and self-confidence. Adrenaline, momentum, rhythm, and self-confidence. Look up those definitions. Ingest those words. And when you find a balance between those words when you're doing something, you're going to hero activate. And you can do it with cleaning your house. And we all done experienced it. But sometimes when you hit that plateau, when they all meet, it's like a click and you say, man, I done cleaned up the whole house. And I don't even remember nothing. Or this is a grown folks show. When you're in that moment with your significant other, you can climb the wall and jump across the room. And then when you get through, you say, who was I? You was it. You was it. And if we practice it to understand it and know it, and they say you can't work it if you don't know how it works.
So you said adrenaline, momentum. Finish it out for me.
Rhythm, and self-confidence.
Self-confidence.
Woo!
Need to put that in a pill. Don't take it.
Yeah. It'll make you catch the Holy Ghost.
That ain't a mic
It'll
drop
make you catch the Holy Ghost if you learn how to work it that way.
Oh man, I love it. Well, family, y'all got any questions or whatever before we get ready to close out? It's been an amazing show, man. I'm loving this, and I know Brain Jerk Josh probably saying, no, don't end it, don't stop. But this
come back
time
next Wednesday, Brain Jock.
Yes, indeed. Hey, Money.
Oh, man, how can I follow that? Hey, I appreciate you coming on tonight, brother. I mean, you got me going away wanting to do better than what I have been and achieve more. Go out there, just look for my adversaries and look to take them on right now.
Yeah.
So,
Let's go. Let's get it over with.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up. That is what's up. Melly Mel.
Hey, same thing. I have been provoked to do better, to be better, to get out here, no whining, no crying, and to make the best movie possible.
Oh yeah,
No, that's
I
right.
believe in you. I believe in you, sister.
Yes, sir.
I believe in you.
So Carrie Brown just said, "Good words of wisdom." Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Man, Trav, I wanna humbly thank you for joining us this evening on At the Round Table, because many of us, before we got on, we're gonna keep it real because he's been keeping it real. Each one of us, we got on and we were expressing a challenge in our lives today, just today. And he heard it and he shared it with us as well. But like he was saying, it's the adversary that we have to face. And he got on here and he was like, look, and he did this right here. Man, I'm full right now. I gotta humbly thank you for that, bro.
Yeah.
I appreciate you for that. And I would have never known that it would have been so powerful. But we were led by the Spirit to get you on, and you and I talked about it. It was something behind it that made it happen today. And,
yeah.
We appreciate that.
I'm thankful,
Definitely.
man. I'm thankful. It's been an honor, man. It's been an honor. All I want to do is talk my talk, man. That's all I want to do, and I'm thankful y'all thought enough for me to let me talk my talk. I love y'all for that. Gonna always love y'all for that.
We appreciate you too, King. And like she said, Millie Mel,
Yes, sir.
because like I said, she's the one who keeps us in line. Anytime we have a situation, we're gonna shine the LB light up to the heavens.
Yeah.
And we're gonna hope you see it. You be like dun dun dun, and you're gonna come bring more of that hero train.
Anytime. We got some deep subject matters, man, that we need to go into, man, for some true healing, man. You know what I mean? It's real out here, man. We all going. I said we all going through the same thing, working to survive and to maintain. As a husband, every day I got to play that role as well. And my wife got her own movie as a wife that I'm a star character in her movie. So being a husband, it's certain things, man, that come with that I got to play to win. And that's different than being a father. That's different than being at my job. That's a whole nother position. That's a whole nother movie that requires a whole aspect of dedication, man. And so it's certain things that my wife depends on me for, that I got to love her enough to understand it, to see it, so I can be it. You know what I mean? Because every day she walk out that door, man, her strength is a reflection of what I put in her as a husband. So, hey, look.
Hey, you know what? You better go there, Trav. You better say it. Say it.
Yeah, that's real, man. You know what I mean? Hey, look. I'm gonna tell you like this right here. We're gonna run out of time, but I'm gonna tell you like this right here. In this here world, man, I've saw true relationships, marriages that look good, but that woman can be cut by a butter knife only because she don't realize that she's so dry and ain't been watered. You see what I'm saying, man? And I got a video, look up, it's called Vampires, and get bit by a vampire and come home and infect the whole house. And she was a good woman. She just ain't been watered, and vice versa. It's good men out here that feel so unappreciated and undervalued, and in ways that it ain't so much that his wife don't appreciate him, but she ain't never came from a situation to show a man appreciation, to even understand how to work a true marriage. So we all suffering for just misunderstandings of how this thing really work, man. And we suffer and we watch families go all the way and be destroyed to a point where they don't even know why. And I be watching them type of movies like, damn, man, look at that movie. Yeah, I had to say that over time, but
I'm about to pull this headset off and throw it down.
Yeah. But that's why I say, man. That's why I say, man. If you're a husband, if you're a father, what kind of role you play in your children's movie, in your wife movie? What kind of dad are you in your children's movie? I know some dudes say, man, I'm a good daddy. I say, you don't determine that. Your children do.
Right now. Woo.
You know what I mean? So, hey. And that goes into a deeper, look, I'm just messing y'all. But that goes into a deeper understanding of, like when we watch these real movies, that goes to the movie like Transformer. We all transform, and we all got different forms. You got to understand your forms and know how to operate from every form. The form I'm in, and I'm out here working and getting it off my muscle. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother hero. You know what I mean? When I'm back in the form of telling my daughter she's beautiful and I love her. You know what I mean? So we got to know our own forms and how to transform and come in and out and be powerful in all of it.
TRAB, look, we ain't packed up 4 or 5 of them little white containers. We can't take no more. You got us getting forced.
Hey.
We can't take no more. We can't do it.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, we gotta have this brother back on. We definitely gonna have this brother back on. We're gonna schedule next time with you as well. Yeah, the people are loving it. They thank you for it. Family, we gotta get ready to close out. It's time. Like I said, we hate to do, but we gotta do. If you get a chance, we wish that you would share this particular video with others that did not get a chance to watch it tonight. Share it because there's some positive nuggets right here for everyone. We'll have it on YouTube as well. It'll be on the website. It'll be on our podcast channels as well, such as Spotify, Google Podcasts. I think it's, Power FM,
Anchor.
host of them that we're going to be on as well. Share the word, spread the word about the Honorable TRAB P.
Let me say this to you, my bad. I gotta say this for all the people that follow me. I want to say I love you to everybody who would think that I can't talk my talk without cussing. And I want to say that it's honor and respect that I showed that tonight. You know what I mean? Because I love cussing, and that's what makes me beautiful. You know what I mean? So for anybody who thought I can't talk my talk without cussing, I want to say I love you. And if you ever wanted me to cook it to your taste, I hope you enjoy it.
All right. Y'all heard it first right here at the Roundtable Podcast Show. Tune in next week. We're going to have more fun for you in a positive aspect and in a positive light. I'm your boy, Kerry Digsby. Okay, introduce yourselves. Somebody.
Your man, A Money.
And your girl, Melissa, a.k.a. Pitbull.
Y'all heard it first.
Yeah.
Thank y'all. Y'all be good. Peace.